Real talk, the metaphor messiah, man. I got this one. Let's go. You ever seen the morning star? Mr. Metaphor Messiah, back to show you who we are. I represent a legacy, a pothead like the 70s, a different kind of mind. They say we only speak in melodies. Legend in the game, I think I found this.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dave, coming at you live from Germany as always, but not as always. In fact, it's a brand new thing. It's Tuesday, so that means it's time for that yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers. I don't know why I did that. It's the roundup, the YouTube roundup. And of course, I can't do it on my own. We all know this because I just don't care that much. But we do happen to have the stalker of YouTube who does care. She cares enough for all of us. The one, the only, the glamorous Miss Faye Faye. That's right. Douchebaggins is back again. How you doing there, beautiful?
Hello. Hi, everybody in the chat, especially Terry and Anna that said hello to me.
Yeah, apparently Tommy's stream got hijacked by Martian invaders from the fucking third planet of the sun or some shit. I don't know what happened, but his stream's down, so we're going up at our regular time, and here we are to give you everything that's going on in the YouTube world this week. Lots of crazy stuff happening. Before we get all that, I need to know, Faye, how are you doing? How is your week treating you? You know, now that you've rocketed to superstar celebrity after your amazing first ever appearance right here last week.
I'm doing good. I haven't really done anything that exciting, but we're doing my dad's birthday on the weekend, so that's
how old is he
be
turning?
Fun. 57.
57. Happy frickin' birthday to your dad.
Yeah, he had me at 33, and I was the firstborn, so you know he took his time.
Late bloomer. How many more kids did he end up having?
Two.
Two, okay.
I have a sister 2 years younger and a brother that's 3 years younger.
Good Lord. Yeah, I was a young baby. My mom was 19, and then I went and did the exact same thing, basically, just a couple years later.
You're a good, healthy egg.
Yes, yes. Well, judging off my mom's past before she had me, probably not. And judging by the finished product, I think we all know that that's probably accurate, but still I digress. So I'm glad that you've had a good week since. We had a really good show last week. Of course, we had John last night as well. Last couple of nights, as a matter of fact. You've been here hanging out. Came in and you may have said a few unfortunate things on Game of Thrones last night, but still a lot of fun. How are you feeling on Sunday? You got to be a part of the entire crew, all 4 co-hosts being a part of it. How's it feel to be a part of it, man? Are you having a good time here with Dead on Day Productions?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Obviously, it's kind of cool because obviously like you, Vega, Real Talk, you're all really, really cool. I think that we bring like a lot of coolness. Same with H Trainer Liam. Now that C-Man is gone, like I feel like we're like the cool kids table.
We have Cold the Fat. Yes. We went, well, the metaphor, I'm still fat, but you know, the metaphorical fat. We've cut it out and we've replaced it with Faye. We've replaced it with beauty, class, and yeah, a little bit of Canadian hatred of the United States of America, but we can get past all of that. It's completely fine. All right, you ready to get into all of the rigmarole from this week on the YouTubes?
Absolutely. I just have to address the chat really quickly because Critical Mess said that Peter Baelish is not attractive.
He's
and
right.
That's a lie.
No, he's correct.
That's a lie.
It's apt. It's
you
apt.
know what, Critical? Where were you yesterday when we could have thrown hands?
Somewhere in a corner masturbating because Jon Snow was having sex with Daenerys Targaryen. If I had to guess, probably. Okie dokie. So this was actually kind of coincidental that Tommy's interview with MrRepzion and the entire Joy Sparkle situation kind of just lined up with what we were going to be doing basically anyway. You wanted to squeeze this story in last week, but with so much going on, you were kind of waiting on Repzion's video to drop. So it's kind of all just worked out.
He dropped the ball on that. He promised at the latest August 20th, didn't come out to August 23rd. Come on, Repzion. Like, and you covered like nothing, man. And I know where you got your information from too. So you didn't even do your own research. So there is no excuse. You can't just put a seal spinning around and call that a YouTube exposed video, man. Like, I go in.
See, yeah, from what I understand from what you told me, that you weren't exactly thrilled with the content of this video because Repzion was kind of promising big drops, kind of like a game ender for Joy Sparkles, and then an hour-long video of kind of things that were already out there with a lot of footage of cult stuff basically dropped. But before we get into the crux of that, why don't you give everybody a little bit of a background on what Joy Sparkles is, who she is, what she does, and why she is indeed a problem.
So if you saw the thumbnail to this, if you're waiting ahead of the show, or if you just saw on Dave's channel, that frizzy, long-haired, brown-haired girl is the lovely Joy Sparkles. Her name is actually Katie Smith.
Ooh.
She is in her late 20s. She has a YouTube channel that she started in December 2016. She has made over 380 videos, over 100 of which have been Onision related. This is who Joy Sparkles is. She has 600,000 subscribers at least. So she's had a lot of hustle. Like I said, Dave, if you're going to make Onision videos, you're going to have the Anti-O come and watch it.
Yes, because if you don't know, last week found out Faye is part of a secret society known as the Anti-O Society, the Anti-Onision group. And they watch everything about Onision and basically hate fuck him in private and sometimes in public. They also watch what other people in the community do, and Joy Sparkles is a part of this community. And about right around the time, well, about 6 months ago, 7 months ago, the videos started flowing out on Onision. And what happened after that?
So she initially had a good reception because she was really going in to things that sorry, I just want to...
Apparently she's 33, by the way.
I see that in the chat. Yeah,
I figured that's what tripped you up.
Late 20s, early 30s. That's all.
Give her a break. She's beautiful. Leave her alone. Don't be jealous. Go ahead. Continue.
The point
Faye.
is, her age doesn't really matter. I couldn't care less. She's older. She's not a young, she's not a teenager. That's the point.
Oh man, you're saying 30s are old, man. That
old,
kind of
like
hurts
older
me,
that
Faye.
she can't say, "Yo, I'm just a young kid."
True.
Right?
Okay.
Because
all right.
like these 18-year-olds can be like, "Yo, I'm just 18. Sorry, I made a mistake." Right.
Right.
When you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you. And
no
apparently, she
offense,
also has
but
60,000, not 600,000. Small corrections. Small corrections. Not a big deal. But continue, please.
I don't go to her channel, guys. I just read what goes on the gossip forums. So you have to know that if they mistyped a 0, that's the reason why. But the point is that she's grown a lot in a small amount of time.
Yes. Since December.
And
yeah.
Yes, Rep is also part of the Anti-O community. Or rather, he was part of the Anti-O community until he said he would never make an Onision video ever again, and then made 3 others after that. But who's counting?
Who counts when it's about that douchebag? Yes.
Wait, you don't like Repzion?
No, Onision's a douchebag. Repzion's a nice guy. I got no problem with Repzion. No. Repzion's fine. But so what about?
I did do my homework, but I didn't want. I thought that when I would start this, that I wouldn't have to give Joy Sparkles stats. Look it up.
You don't have to give too many stats on Joy Sparkles. Go ahead.
We don't. I'm sorry. On the gossip forum, we don't go, "Hey guys, did you know that it was Joy's birthday?"
Ignore him. No, ignore him. Ignore the chat. Just do your thing. Don't even worry about him. They're a bunch of trolls anyway. You're jealous. All right, go ahead.
I'm just letting them know that what I come here is about. What I come to bring is the drama. If you want to go on her Wikipedia page, then that's your choice.
Fair enough.
All right. So she makes a lot of Onision videos. She was first well received. She started seeing that this was a lucrative business. What she really makes a lot of money is her YouNow live streams.
Mm-hmm.
So she makes a lot through, I guess you could call them bars or whatever. However YouNow works, I don't care. But you basically get donations, or you pay the website, and then you get likes or bars or whatever.
Yeah, you make that money. That's sweet, sweet cash. Yeah.
But here, so I just want to get into this. I want to give a recap on Repzion's video, what he touched on, and then everything he left out.
Yes. All right. Hit me up here. Now, people don't know, Repzion is actually one of the reasons why Joy got big in the first place. And that's kind of what I wanted you to touch on there. That's the important bit. Repzion gave her a lot of love early on with her stuff. Shout out and some other things, some recognition. And she just kind of took it, found, hey, somebody's paying attention. She just kept going and gilded that lily until she grew enough to really start mattering on her own. And that's kind of where the disconnect started. That's where Repzion started having his issues. But then he made this video. Go ahead, Faye.
Yes. So Repzion, I wouldn't really say he's been doing drama. He used to do a lot of drama back in, I want to say 2012, back when he identified still as a Christian. I used to watch him when he went to the militant atheist stuff. I was like, goodbye, friend.
Nah, fam. I got you. Yeah, I got you. Nah, fam.
I don't like any extremist religion, whatever you believe in. Don't shove it down my throat.
Right.
Repzion, goodbye. Anyway, also he wasn't making Onision videos anymore, so I was like, yeah. He is, I would say he's like an alt-right YouTuber. He's in that kind of vein, with like Shoe on Head and Sargon. So he's kind of like in that group of people. Or the skeptics, they call themselves,
the
but they're the
skeptic
alt-rights.
community. Yes, Repzion is part of the skeptic community. Yes.
Yeah. So, so he used to be part of a community called YouTube Ranters, which if you were here back way in the day, you might remember like Undertaker and like other guy and Ginorella, who used to do like YouTube ranting, and this is way back in the golden age of YouTube.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where he originally got his start. So yeah, so he did like, I guess kind of I know he would talk to Joy, and they had like a rapport either on Skype or some kind of like hangout, something to that effect. I did see a video of them together.
Right.
Repzion did not do any of his own research for his video, which is the first most disappointing thing. He got his information from somebody who is prevalent in like the anti-Joy, who is part of the anti-Joy, but also didn't do enough research because there's so much information about her. In his video, he really focused on the fact that she used to subscribe to sort of new age beliefs, and she identified as a new ager, quote unquote, and that she subscribed a lot to this idea of indigo children.
Yes.
This Joy has talked about on her channel and says that she no longer subscribes to those beliefs, which essentially made his entire hour-long video not worth the watch. And
Right.
Anybody who hates Joy, I don't know if you know anything about all the stuff that she's actually done and said, you're kind of like, well, why didn't you bring up XYZ?
Right.
Because there's just so much on her that people have full receipts, full videos. After this stream, I'll drop a link in Dave's Discord, and you can watch a video that posts all her videos, all her receipts, all proof of everything I'm about to say on this show.
Well, let's get into it, because I want to give a shout out real quick too to Luna Blarp in the chat. She's in there. She's really kind of the one who turned me on to this whole situation with Joy Sparkles. Probably the first one, even before Repzion, to even make me aware of what was going on with her and why she is a fucking menace. I mean, there is some issues with this woman, but we're going to get into a little bit more of a question about why and stuff a little bit later. But let's get into the video. What are you most pissed off about that was not in the video?
Oh, well, there's so many things. I have a point form list here that I wanted to talk about.
Hit me up.
Okay. So the first thing is that obviously I'm in the Antio community and I'm not here to defend Onision, but the videos that she made on Onision were, and he called her a stalker for it, they were borderline, you could call it harassment, you could call it obsession. She made 6 Onision videos in a span of 24 hours. One was 4 hours long, one was 2 hours long.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
So this kind of I guess you could call it obsession with Onision, and she does it a lot with the Daddy of 5, and I'll touch on the drama with her relating to that later, but that, in my opinion, that's too much. I don't know how you feel about that, Dave.
Well, it depends, you know, the reasoning behind it, because most of the videos, they don't really seem to be offering too much more than just continuing on the same rhetoric and diatribe. It seems to be view whoring and nothing much else than that. At least that was what I felt about with Onision. I'd say what Repzion seemed to feel the same, at least at the beginning of his video. Daddy of 5 is kind of a dead subject. I don't really understand why she's obsessing on it the way she is at the moment. So for me, the obsessing over YouTuber to try and get yourself bigger, that's least of my worries when it comes to somebody being an actual issue on YouTube.
But how would you feel if someone made 6 videos about you in 24 hours, ones that are spanning like 6 hours long, like 6 hour together, 4 and 2, and then plus the other ones?
Well, it depends. Depends on the situation. If I was able to defend it, if I was able to use it in my favor, if I was able to use that to be able to show what kind of an idiot that person is, I wouldn't really mind it. In YouTube, a big thing is people talking about you or people forget. So In fact, I kind of wish people would stop making videos on these insufferable pieces of shit like Onision, like some of these people, like Daddy05. We don't need to be continuing to just waste all of our time on these people. We're giving them fame. We're keeping them relevant. We're keeping them in sub boxes. We're keeping them in search queues. We are doing that by making these videos. So to me, that's a bigger problem than just the obsession in itself.
I think it speaks to kind of her personality that she has, that she picks a target and that she really is. It really speaks to these kind of like also these new age beliefs that are a bit radical. You know what I mean? So I think it kind of just more paints a picture of who she is as a person.
Yeah.
And so even I think personally, I draw the line at that.
Fair enough.
A lot of her videos that are Onision are very tough to watch, very repetitive. She really drags it out.
She's not very good.
No.
She's insane. She sounds like a crazy person. I don't know if she's actually insane or not. I know she has said that she has mental disorders or things like that. All I know is she's not incredibly entertaining to me. So, you know, that's kind of where I'm like, oh, I'm not sitting through a 6-hour video anyway, but that's just me.
Her other issues that have been brought up with her is that she was on some type of streaming website. I'm not familiar with them all, guys. I'm old, okay? I'm younger than Joy, but I cannot keep up with all the new age ways people talk to each other.
Right. And there's a lot of different things that she's been a part of.
But she was on like a video chatting kind of streaming site. A fan was talking to her about how she was being bullied for being gay at school. And she said, "Joy, what should I do?" And Joy said, "If anybody bullies you, just rape them."
Yeah. She says some stupid shit.
Well, that leads into another thing that she said while talking to another person on a live stream. She said that she believed that brown people came from people having anal sex. And that's why they're brown, from the shit in your butt.
Yes, she did say that. Now, I'm going to try and give her a little bit of defense here. And I'm only doing this to play devil's advocate. Please keep that in mind, because I do think that what she said was rather repugnant. Was this just a joke? Can it be dismissed as just a joke? Did she walk it back during these streams? Are people overreacting over something that really is not too much worse than some of the things that I or Tommy or Keem or anybody else says in heat of the moments and streams that are not really shows? They're just kind of fucking off. And if so, should she still be held responsible for that anyway?
Was it just a joke when a writer said, "Onision, I feel like I'm being abused by my mother and she makes me cut herself." And then he said, "If you're so weak to cry about that, then you're a little bitch and you deserve to cut yourself."
Good point.
Because this is a young person coming to her for advice, and to say these kinds of things, should we just say like, "Yeah, that's fine," just because it's a joke? Like, where do we draw the line here? And also, if a celebrity said this kind of stuff, would anybody let them off the hook?
Right. And I think that is important. I think that's kind of where the contention for me starts, because as you said, this person it's not answering a question without the person there or anything like this. Is a question that was directly intended to be answered by a person who was going through something that she could fucking relate to, something that related to her past, and her response was not helpful. It was disgusting is what it was. And I think that's important to really to note, because a lot of times things can be just given off and discarded as a joke, not really a big deal. I don't know if it's the case in this situation, because it is a perfect analogy to Onision, who was not being let off on just jokes for some of the things that he was saying, because I think most of us believe he wasn't making jokes when he was saying these things. He has shamed hundreds of people, young people, for their bodies, for their images, for the things that they say and do. He's done it without jokes. He's done it because he's repugnant. And I think Joy kind of fits into that same category at times. Please continue.
So yeah, it honestly, you can say like, is it a joke? You know, but you know what they always say is that there's a little bit of truth in every joke.
Right. But you believe that these are type of jokes that a YouTuber in particular, Joy Sparkle, should be held accountable for. And there seems to be a lot of people
I think that I think that if you're going after Onision for these things, is it not hypocritical to do the same thing?
There you go. Hypocrisy. That's something that we always talk about in the commentary community and drama alerts and all the things that start hemming people up. What's the big first thing that people like to hone in on? Fucking hypocrisy. And we have a big case of it here. So there's the first thing that I was trying to really get to there, because that is important. Hypocrisy here is fucking just blinding. And that's the first point that you really got to remember about Joy Sparkles and why she is a problem on the platform. The hypocrisy is absolutely disgusting.
Oh, emphasis on the BS. I watch your channel for Joy Sparkle News. Hello.
Please continue, Miss.
That's really funny.
Isn't it great? Now you're seeing people from the community that do videos on her. They're here for you, Faye. Give it to them.
That's cool. Okay, so to move on. So this is the stuff that she said. Now let's talk about stuff that she's done.
Yes.
She had a very popular fan that is now does not like her anymore for the things that Joy has done throughout their friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Joy instructed this fan to go onto our gossip websites, Kiwi Farm, Lol Cow, Guru Gossip. This is where we talk about Joy. She told her to go to these websites where we are talking about her and exposing her, to derail the threads.
Ooh.
And to defend her and stick up for her. Okay. This person got a lot of backlash because obviously we don't like it if you're coming here just to basically be a bad troll.
Right.
And so that caused them a lot of stress. They said that they related to Joy because they also have an illness. And whenever they would talk about a symptom of their illness coming up, that Joy would sort of just kind of one-up her, being like, oh, yeah, I'm feeling that too, but just like way worse. Like mine is like so much worse than yours.
Fair enough. It's interesting with this is a troll counter troll type situation. Not calling you guys trolls, but this is what I mean by that. A lot of times when a YouTuber gets wind that there is a community that is directly against them, in their minds, they are trolls. What you guys are doing to Joy Sparkles, in her mind, same thing with Onision, you guys are a trolling community bent on taking them down. So a lot of times you will see things like this where they get people that they trust, friends, to kind of do a counter troll situation to go in there. It's actually rather common in a lot of, you'll see it in Reddit, you'll see a lot of places where these random threads just kind of pop up and try to derail the conversation. It's not really all that uncommon to do. However, it is fairly fucked up.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to say that what we say is that we are not attacking them on their channels. We're simply discussing their behavior. We're not coming to them. We're not harassing them. We keep it on a separate website where we're just discussing the going-ons. We're not going out and mass attacking. We're not planning any kind of spamming them with pizza or doing anything to them. In fact, they can just not visit the website. They're the ones that are so obsessed with themselves that they have to read everything that we say about them. We keep it away from their channel. We're not doing it on their videos. We're not doing it on their social media. So I don't see really what the big issue is.
It's not. And I'm glad that you referenced it the way that you did, because like you said, it's more of a coping group than anything else. This is not a situation of a trolling group going after somebody like they might think that it is. It is okay for groups, if it's okay for a YouTuber or a celebrity to have fan pages, fan groups, well, it's more than okay for anti-fan groups to exist. Sometimes there are people that are so repugnant that you want to have a group of like-minded people just be able to vent to and talk to them and get things off the chest. Does not make you trolls, does not mean that you're attacking. However, if you go into that mode where you do start attacking and sending flooding emails, all of those type of things, then you are a problem. But you guys are not that group. That's not what you do.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really Joy is kind of invading in on our community, if anything. And then to cause this person that she called a friend stress, and then also to do the one-upping on the illness, it just kind of, again, speaks to her character. Yeah, see, emphasis on the BS says Joy is trying to spin a narrative that I'm stalking her. I simply upload her live streams. According to Joy, she doesn't stalk Onision, but she doesn't contact him personally.
I don't contact Joy personally. So, yeah, there you go. That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
So, in other words, she's just, she's just upset that people are talking about her the way that we talk about Onision. But if you've got skeletons in the closet and you want to be a public figure, you got to know that that stuff's probably going to come out. You know what I mean?
Especially if you're calling out other people. If that's what you're doing. If you're making your name and you're making money off of calling out others, you certainly have to be ready for this coming in and biting you in the ass, which seems to have really happened with Joy in a big way.
She, this is a thing too. So she was on her Twitter and on her live stream. She was really hyping up that she had this super personal secret that people would definitely want to know about her. And she would tell them if they donated X amount of money. Well, the donations came in, and she ended up saying that she was too shy to share this secret.
Well, that's a terms of service breach. Was she reported for this? Because, it is okay to try and get people to donate based off things that you will do later in the fucking stream or things. I do stuff like that. But when you don't give what the people gave you the money to do, I'm fairly certain that's a breach of terms of service. Has she been reported for stuff like that?
I don't believe so, because I believe that she was asking for them to donate to her friend. So I don't know if the rules are different.
Oh, God. Are you serious? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if that's much of a loophole. That's fairly ridiculous. I mean, Patreon exists for this very reason, by the way, to be able to track what people are saying they're going to give and make sure they're fulfilling those promises. It's why the whole perk tree exists. So for her to be doing it on stream and then not giving what people are paying for, well, that's just pretty shitty.
Yeah. So people were really upset about that. And she was like, yeah, sorry, guys. I was just wanting to help out my friend, but I'm just too shy to say it, and was kind of being like, oh, I'm like, like a woe is me. She likes to play like the victim card.
Did she return the money?
She says she did, but she likes to say a lot of things and never provide proof.
Well, it's what about has anyone reached out to the person who gave her the money?
Not that we know of, so we don't have that information.
That's important research to know. To be fair, I'm going to defer any more hate fucking on that specific topic until we know a little bit more. Because if she gave the money back because she later had a change of heart, she didn't want to say the thing that she said she was going to say, I don't have much of a problem with that as long as she returned the money back. That's all that matters to me. If she kept the money and then didn't give what she said she was going to give, well, then that's a serious problem.
If she gave the money back, how come she wouldn't provide proof for it? Especially because she's getting so much flack over it.
It's fairly easy.
And it would be a very easy thing to prove.
Very easy to prove. Very, very easy to prove. That is on her. But if she's not, see, that's the thing. She may very well have have returned the money. But if she's not willing to provide the truth to say that she does, well, then she gets no benefit of the doubt. So she is completely open to criticism for that.
Yeah, during her entire Onision debate, she was like, I have so much info on you, Onision. I've got all, and he was like, prove it. And she was like, I don't have to. Like, that's what she's like. Like, how can you lose a debate against Onision? Come on.
I don't know how you possibly lose a debate against Onision. Good Lord. Well, no, that's really easy. You say something like that. You say something you get called on and simply go, oh, no, I don't have to. I just say that I can. What the hell are you doing? Oh, my God. Please continue.
I want to bring up that in Repzion's video, he was talking about her copper toxicity and how she provided no proof for that she allegedly got from a copper IUD. Mm-hmm. He debunked this medically because he was saying that, that, and this is true, that IUDs are coated with something so that it doesn't break down while inside your body, the copper.
What's an IUD?
That also... An IUD is something, it's like a little clamp they put on your fallopian tube so you can't get pregnant. It's like a birth control.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, and it's more like a long-term birth control. Like you can have it in there for 10 years and just forget about it. It's wonderful. Oh,
wow. Nice. Nice. Just it's like kinking a hose, but just like wrapping a rubber band around it. I like it. Good job, science. Thank you, science. By the way, hit the like button, guys. Come on. You're here. You're enjoying it. Well, I'm hoping you are. Hit the like button. Faye, continue, please. Give them reasons to hit the like button.
She said, yeah, like it, guys. Come on. We need Joy. we need Joy to debunk this video and not Repzion. So she did respond to Rep's video, and she did say that that as far as the copper toxicity, she said, oh, that was years ago. That's why I don't have like the proof of it, and that's why I don't have like the copper eyes, which is like a ring around your iris if you have copper toxicity. Mm-hmm. But when she temporarily left YouTube, quote unquote, after Repzion said he was going to release an exposed video, she went and cried on stream saying that she was going to leave YouTube. And she said that it wasn't because of Repzion's supposed video, but actually because of her copper toxicity that she is now claiming was years ago.
Okay.
So while she was trying to debunk what Repzion had said and get out of showing proof of this, she ended up not being able to because in that video she's claiming that she still has it, which was like a month ago.
So she goes back and forth. She tells tall tales, and then she goes back and forth on those type of things. Okay.
I truly believe, and I'm confident in saying this, I think that she might have an issue with telling the truth.
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of obvious at this point. She definitely might be a little loose with the truth, or maybe even reality. There's a lot of people who like to tell stories on YouTube. Some people have gained very, very much fame and money for it. Tana Mojo comes to mind. But she seems to typically, except for a couple of occasions, of course, stop at certain levels. And because she's not exactly the same type of commentator or call-out artist, whatever you want to call these people, she's not open to the exact same amount of criticism, or at least it doesn't stick as often. But Joy's a different monster because she did make her fame. She did make her money. She made her entire YouTube career off of calling off, well, really one specific person.
Mm-hmm. She makes a lot of money also for guilting her fans about the illness that she claims to have, which is fibromyalgia.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of weird thing about this, though, is she talks a lot about having fibromyalgia and that she has all these tests done and all these symptoms. And when people have kind of said, well, what's going on? She apparently said to someone in stream, well, she hasn't had her fibro officially diagnosed medically by a doctor yet.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
So, and I'm not saying that you need to be diagnosed to have something. You definitely could be suffering from symptoms. I know it's difficult to get to a doctor, especially in America where you guys don't have free health care.
But to be fair, on the opposite side of it, she could have just went to WebMD and go, yup, I have that. Because Lord knows, every time I go to WebMD, I have cancer, AIDS, syphilis, 3 different types of herpes, a fucking rash that won't go away, and goddamn tuberculosis. Every time I look at them, I have the symptoms for all of it. But I don't, because it's called fucking psychosomatic. You read something, you think you have it. Maybe Joy's just simply that loose on reality that she doesn't. Who fucking knows?
And I think that she might be a bit of like a hypochondriac, someone who always thinks they have an illness, because she uses this illness as an excuse for everything. Yeah. When she was in her Onision debate, he would say, can you call me Greg instead of Onision? And she's like, oh, I don't know, because I might forget because I can't remember anything because of my fibromyalgia.
So she used it as a crutch. By the way, MrRepzion is in the chat. Give a little bit of love to MrRepzion. I think he just finished an interview with Tommy C. It'll probably be up a little bit later. Thanks for joining us in, MrRepzion. Enjoy the fucking show, bud. Please continue, Miss Faye.
Hello, Repzion. We're just covering some stuff that you didn't cover in your
yes,
video.
She has some words for you, sir. But please continue. She said, motivated reasoning equals Joy Sparkle. That's actually a really good phrase.
So again, with her fibromyalgia that she uses for everything, she constantly says that she doesn't have the money to pay for her medical bills, and that she cried as vetted on stream, and she kind of gets these guilt donations, even though she never provides any proof that she even went to the hospital. I know Repzion brought up that she claimed to be homeless before, and that she makes all these claims, but she never proves it. So the problem is that these people could essentially be being scammed because she doesn't have a medical diagnosis. Mm-hmm. And she says that she keeps going to the hospital, that she gave a stool sample, and then the doctor asked for 2 more stool samples.
Okay. So basically, what this is all about, emotional manipulation to try and get money out of a fan base. Oh, by the way, speaking of fan base giving money, Super Topes, $10 donation. Get the donations going, folks. Come on in. Dave and Faye deserve it. Thank you very much for that, Super Topes. And I don't have to talk about all my illnesses for him to want to do it. Very, very kind young squire. But that's basically what we're talking about here, is emotional manipulation to try and squeeze money out of a fan base that she got by manipulating people, by using a aggravated way of just hyper pushing out videos to gain a following after she got a little bit of a shout out from a guy who had already been established in MrRepzion. Is that pretty fair so far?
Yes. And the biggest problem that I think a lot of people have it is, if she doesn't have this illness that she claims to have, and if she does not have these medical bills that she's claimed to have, she is essentially a scam artist.
Absolutely. There's no other word for it. So Hoaxer BS says she gave out her doctor's name.
America, I'm not American, but
don't trash America yet, Faye. I know you haven't yet on the stream, but I know you're aching to do it. But please, I'm begging you, don't. Hoaxer BS says she gave out her doctor's name in a video.
Yeah, she also, but I mean, that doesn't really mean anything.
Was it Dr. Was it Dr. Vinny Boomba? What was it? What was it? That's what I want to know. Dr. Vinny Boomba,
like,
great doctor.
For example, I've had some medical stuff in the past. I have papers. I have papers that show different levels of blood work. I don't understand why that would be so difficult to just confirm to people.
Sure. I was in the military. Most people know that by now. I was in the military for 10 years. We have these little things that we have. It's called a shot record. It's called blood work record. We have all of it. You got to have it. It's smart to have it, even if you're not in the military or anything else. So that concept to me is kind of crazy. You know, it's like, why would you not have the records? If you're going to put something out on YouTube, if you're going to state things, especially when you're trying to make people feel bad for you, to give you money for those things, you absolutely are obligated to give 100% proof and show that you are not full of shit, because people will come after you for it. And it's exactly what's happening.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, like the Lovebird says that she can't afford insurance. I just put like your medical insurance and your medical bills all in the same group. But my question is, if she is running this scam to these people, is there no legal repercussion that these people could essentially take?
Oh, of course.
Because they are donating to her thinking that they're helping her with this serious illness that she says she has.
Oh, of course there is. I mean, small claims courts all throughout the country are built off of things just like this. Now, this is kind of an inherent problem with the donation system. You know, a lot of the times when you're trying to get chargebacks and things from PayPal or anything else, you got to provide pretty good reasoning for it. Now, they have recently changed some of the terms of services with PayPal to make it even a little bit more protective for the people who are getting the donations. Because at the end of the day, if you're giving these people your money, you're making a choice, and PayPal seems to want to honor that a little bit more than before. However, there are fraudulent loopholes. I mean, you cannot manipulate people off false pretenses to get them to give you money. There are small claims courts all over the country, ready, willing, and able to make sure those things get brought to justice. Now, people have to be willing to go do that, but that's another story. There are options.
Another issue is the diagnosis of fibromyalgia itself. So fibromyalgia basically means that you feel kind of like all over aching, tiredness, and you just sort of have a little bit of cognitive issues. So as you can imagine, as a doctor, it is incredibly difficult to diagnose because essentially you're just going off by what the patient is showing you, and there's no actual physical, really, like they can't like do an x-ray and see that you have a broken leg. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little bit more ambiguous than that. Sure.
So it is seen in a lot of people that are hypochondriacs because they keep coming to the doctor saying, I hurt, but they don't have anything that the doctor can see that's wrong with them. So they end up just saying, oh, you have fibromyalgia.
Yeah. It seems like another WebMD type thing. Let me ask you this, because I'm seeing this in the chat a little bit, and I do find it interesting, because she does have her fan base, and they are pretty damn loyal, and they do tend to insist that they're not being scammed. They know exactly what they're doing. So with that being said, can this be kind of dismissed as an ass for every seat type situation? Like, she's got her fan base, and what their fan base do with her really is no one's business but theirs and hers. Kind of like Philly D and the whole Patreon situation that everybody had a fucking freak out about. At the end of the day, it really is only between Philly D and his donators, unless, of course, he starts to not give them what he promised. Now, this is a little bit different because the only thing that she's giving that she's not promising is information. So is it the same thing, or is she held to the same standard?
She's selling the promise that they're helping her.
Right.
And if that's not true, then that's a scam. And so I guess you can say that technically if you see two kids, if you see, like, you know, remember back in the 90s, if you were had Pokemon cards, they banned them a lot from schools because older kids would go to the younger kids and say, oh, I'll give me 40 of your cards for one card. This card's really good. And they would scam them. And people, you know, you could have said, well, that's the business between the two kids. It's their cards. But at the end of the day, we see wrong as wrong. And you know, we have to stand up against that.
Absolutely. And going even a step farther, for that type of argument, in any other form of business practice, there are things that regulate those type of business practices. You can't swindle people. You can't do things under false pretense to get money out of them. That is illegal. There are better business bureaus and other ways that kind of govern that. So she is held to the same standard. It's a little bit of a devil's advocate being played here, but I'm trying to make sure that we're at least getting both sides down so we don't fucking railroad her without being fair. MrRepzion in the chat says, I want to see the copper toxicity levels. It's such an easy thing to show in your blood work. Yeah, 100%. I don't think it's unreasonable for any of her critics or, more importantly, her fans to be asking these things. I really don't.
I mean, you know, the end of the day is like the people, I don't want to get too political, but it's like the people who are really worried about the American government listening on their phone calls. Well, what are you talking about that's concerning you so much? Why do you have a guilty conscience? You know what I mean?
Well, to me, okay. But I mean, even if I'm talking about like, you know, wanking in the next room, I don't know if I want Big Brother listening to that. I'm not sure if that makes me feel all good and happy. By the way, we will be taking calls on this. If you want to jump in, we're going to be taking calls really soon. I'm not sure how much more Faye has, but we will be jumping in the waiting call, and we will talk to you guys. We want to hear exactly what you think about this. Do you have any information that we're leaving out? Anything you might have, jump into my Discord, waiting call. Mods, please get the link to the Discord up in the chat for me. It's also in the description box. But, you know, who wants to scroll down?
There's a lot there.
There is. Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
Luna.
Stop. Don't make fun of my long, exceedingly long description box. There's a lot of good information in there, Faye. Judge me. Go ahead, please continue.
Luna Blarp, the Lovebirds, you obviously have been following this a lot. I just made a really point form because I wanted to get what I thought was the most kind of damning information that I could find. There's a lot of stuff that I saw.
So much, yeah.
Right, about like her asking her friend to lie on a resume. You know what I mean? That sort of shows that she has loose morals. Like there's a lot of character painting information that's out there. So if you want to bring up anything, if you want to talk about anything, you guys, you know, are well versed in this as well, so please come.
Call in, absolutely. Let me ask you this. I think this is an important question. All these things that she has done up to this point, and everything that she's done with the manipulation, the hypocrisy, and things, is she now? She's also stated that she has mental illnesses, and a lot of people feel that she is fucked up, like really, really messed up. Does that make her a non-target, or should she still be held responsible? And if so, how? What is the way to deal with Joy Sparkles?
In her debate with Onision, he was trying to decredit what she had to say, saying that she had mental illness when she referred to her fibromyalgia because it does affect your cognitive abilities.
Okay.
And she just said it kind of gives you like a foggy brain, like you have memory difficulties. So he said, how can we trust what you're saying? Mm-hmm. And then she was like, well, it's not really a mental illness. I don't have a mental illness.
Okay, so she was kind of going both ways here, which doesn't seem to be a surprise. Okay.
Yeah, like Reality Check said, she once said she's bipolar. Now she says she has no mental illnesses. She's sick when it's convenient for her to be sick. It seems like that.
Yeah, I've ran into a bunch of these people throughout my life, especially in the Army. And they're called, you know, there's a lot of different names for them. But when you're making up things, eventually you're going to get called out for them. And that's kind of the beauty of YouTube and everything that's happening with social media. Because when you tell enough lies, eventually some of them are going to come to the surface. Especially if you end up getting a little bit bigger on the platform. Because you can't continue to call people out if you're making the same mistakes that you're accusing other people for. It just doesn't work like that. And I think that's the most important thing that nobody really seems to be covering it. We don't see Drama Alert covering things like this. We don't see John Scares covering things like this. I don't know if Philly D ever has, but it seems like something that would be right up his fucking alley. But it doesn't seem like anybody's touching it. So my question, really my last one before we start taking some calls, is what? Because Tommy C's in there. I do want to get from him. Why? Why is she not being held to the same standards it would seem? Why are people ignoring it?
Because she doesn't have as many subscribers.
But I mean,
putting her name in the title, putting her name in the tags is not going to get you as many hits.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, landlogger used Malingerer. Yep, that's the word I was going to use as well, landlogger. Good stuff. No, I think that's fair. You want to bring in Tommy, see what he has to say on this?
Absolutely.
Let's bring in my buddy, my good friend, my comrade, my compatriot, the one and only Tommy C. What's up, pal?
I just wanted to tell everybody that the Joy Sparkle Repzion interview is coming out. It's one of my best. We had an absolute blast.
Did you get hacked by Joy Sparkles, Tommy?
I don't know. It felt like, I mean, I've been we went through this before with being DDoS before.
Yes, we have.
This felt like one of the more advanced ones if it was a DDoS, because it didn't hit me or Repzion. It didn't break our contact with each other. It seemed to go right to the server.
So it was hitting the YouTube server itself.
I had made some changes. I had actually made some changes, and we haven't had any problems like that since, I'd say since December.
It's been a while.
Yeah, since December or so. So, but it didn't stop me. I knew, just cut it there. Don't get upset. Get on it now. We knocked out about 45 minutes. It's too bad we couldn't take any calls. But it was really good. It was up there with my Chubbs interview as far as fun was concerned.
Well, since I got you here and we don't have any more callers waiting to call, let me ask you, any revelations that you got about Joy Sparkles that you'd like to I don't know if you've been hearing what Faye's been talking about the entire time. Well, obviously not, because you just got done with the interview.
No, I didn't get it really, because it basically was about him and his relationship with her in the video. So I wasn't really trying to get. I know there was a lot of people that were looking me to like get her, or even in some cases sort of expose him.
Right.
That was never my attempt, and that's never my attempt with any of my interviews to get the bottom of anything. I'm not a commentator in the sense I don't do really exposed videos. I do a talk show.
It's entertaining.
My point was to be entertaining. I will say that I didn't lick his balls, and he even complimented me on the questions, and I thought that he was very forthcoming. Now, if there's something out there that he screwed up on and I don't know it, well, feel free to use my video in fair use and do that. But I didn't find any contradictions. No. I didn't hear anything that I hadn't heard in his video. I thought he was very forthcoming. He has a strong opinion on her, and I thought at the end of it, I thought it was a good thing that he's pointing out. Joy needs to be pointed out, whether she's mentally ill or not, and that comes up, right? You got to point out what she's doing. She could be hurting somebody, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think some of his answers will surprise you, as far as the questions are concerned. And they weren't soft questions. I mean, we had fun, we joke around, had a good time, but I did give him difficult questions. He even complimented me on it. So.
Well, I'll get you. I know you got to get up out of here because of your housing arrangement and everything. Let me ask you one question. And I'll get you out on this. Faye just brought up a really good point of why she's not being called. Because I asked her directly. I'm like, if Joy is doing the same things that other YouTubers, bigger YouTubers, get called on, hypocrisy, emotional manipulation, swindling her fan base, and not delivering on what she's saying she's going to give, why is she not being covered the way other people are? Faye said it's just because she's not big enough. Do you believe that, or is there something else?
Yes. It's not big enough. It's not that big a deal. No one got hurt.
There you go.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense to me. There's also this other douchebag in California who's making a complete jackass of himself and making all the drama channels a bunch of money. What's Joy Sparkle going to do to cut into that? The reason, if it was a slow news time, she may be at top of the heap, but it's from a financial point of view. And I talk about this all the time, and I know everybody gets upset. You make decisions when you're a professional YouTuber on what's going to make you the most money, and Joy Sparkle's not going to make you a lot of money. If I was Scarce or Keemstar, the reason I'm doing it, I'm not saying I'm any better than them. I'm just sick of talking about Jake Paul, and I have to have fun in order to put one foot in front of the other and continue this stupid train. If I'm not having fun, fuck it.
Fair enough.
So that's the reason, and it's just not that big a story. We're talking about 50,000 subs. And it does come up in the interview. Is she responsible? And we asked the question, is she actually responsible? Does she belong in that Tommy NC category?
Right. Or the double standards are given.
Question.
Sure.
Yeah. And I'm not sure. I think just on the base, the fact that she's given medical advice and stuff, that needs to be called out. I don't care if she did 20 years ago or last week.
Sure.
But I think I think Repzion's whole point in the video is, look, he knows that, the really stupid people and people that don't pay attention aren't going to find out. But just that I get the offhand chance that somebody believes that she has something to say on medical topics that's worth listening to and following if they just ran into his video. I think that's not his words. That's what I think he's trying to do.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. I don't like some of the things that have been brought up in this video, like her basically emotionally manipulating her fan base to get money and then not presenting the facts, the truth. If she's saying that she has diseases and all these things that she needs money to go get these operations or treatment, Well, doesn't she have an obligation to kind of present that, to say, yeah,
that comes up. I just want to give everything. I don't get everything away.
Yeah, don't give everything away. I'm just simply asking.
But it doesn't come up in that context. But it does. I mean, I don't like. She has, like, he says something to the effect, like, I don't care about, you know, in the video he says, I don't care about you making money to raise, you know, make money on YouTube any way you can to pay bills.
Sure.
It's just that, you know, I think Repzion thinks, like, look, she has a history of not being on the up and up. She has a history of being involved with organizations, whether she's with them now or not, that are less than savory and concerning if you're taking advice from somebody. Yeah. And that boils down to his own point, his entire point in the video. You know, I heard, you know, the Repzion's a liar, and he's misrepresenting her and all this other stuff. Admittingly, this was an exposed video, so I didn't do the research. The research was the video and having a good time with Repzion. Feel free, if Repzion made a mistake, to use it up, because I mean, he says at the end of the my video, I'm giving something away. He doesn't even care if he's wrong. Because he's wrong, show him.
There you go.
So I found him to be, I got along with him better than I thought I would. I found him to be very interesting, forthcoming, talkative, chatty. There was no dead spots. It's too bad it wasn't live.
That's unfortunate.
And for somebody that doesn't have the full story, like me, and deliberately so, right, to do this interview, I found him very believable. You know, I found him very believable, and I don't think he hates her. I think he feels that this is piss poor information, and there should be a commentator out there. I don't think he considers himself a commentator.
He's skeptic, yeah.
No, this is inaccurate information.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. Now, when's your video going to be up?
It says 49 minutes, but as soon as possible.
There you go.
But I let everybody know I had a blast. We laughed a lot. Yeah, Joy got picked on a bit. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah, I don't care.
I mean, God, please get Joy on your show. Holy fuck.
I'll ask her. I'll fire it over tomorrow. So I got tomorrow tomorrow afternoon our time. I was like, hey, Joy, you want to come on and respond to fuck you?
There you go.
You know, and but I'm not. I think I'm not an exposed guy. No. The only time I've ever done an exposed video technically was on Kavos, and that was self-defense.
Right.
I don't do exposed videos. I talk about stupid stuff in a stupid way. That's what I like.
And then you wear tinfoil hats, though. You're tinfoil Tom.
And then I make it up, but nobody can ever point out that I made it up. All right, I'll let you guys.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it, man.
Take care, man.
Take it easy. Tommy C, everybody. His video is going to be up in just a little while. Make sure you check it out. Faye, what did you think of hearing about some of the things that he talked about with Repzion?
Yeah, I sort of, I guess it gave me, I'm also the chat, reading what the chat had to say, is that I don't think that Repzion, and maybe the reason why he didn't address some of these things that people have been saying, is because he only wanted to address things that had come from Joy, I guess, and less from like also like other people. So some of these things are, you know, people like screenshots, their Skype conversations, you know, more private, I guess, information, well, that's not so readily available.
Right.
I don't know if Repzion was trying to even do like in a quote unquote exposed video. And this is not an exposed stream of Joy. Not. If you want that, we're just talking about what's out there and we're discussing it. Like I've said this whole time, Joy, you very much could have all these illnesses and you really need help. I just really think that the best way to go about this is to be transparent with people.
Absolutely. I think that's the most important thing. You know, and that's what we've been trying to really hit the head on here is you got to be transparent. You've got to show the people that you're getting money from, that are supporting you, that have made you big. You've got to show them what you're saying is true or you're full of shit and you're a hypocrite and you're open to criticism. In fact, you're open to being complete party over. Hashtag party over belongs to you. If you are not transparent, you are swindling the people, taking advantage of the people that have brought you some sort of fame. You know, that's where my problem with the entire Joy Sparkle situation goes. I don't like people fucking over their fans. It bothers me. Drives me absolutely fucking crazy. Doesn't look like we have any more callers on this. You want to keep going on anything else that we may have missed, or do you want to go to another topic?
There, like, of all the information, like I said, I compiled what I thought was the most interesting. There's a lot out there.
Oh, God.
Like I said, after this in the Discord, I'll throw some links if you want to keep going and keep, you know, seeing everything that there really is to do with her, or the videos that I thought kind of like were the most, you know, jam-packed with information that's important and not just, someone being like, hello, everyone, this is me. You know what I mean? But I'll put that if you want more information, but we've got more of that's going on in the YouTube world that we can cover.
We do have some more stuff. Hit me with the first one, and we're gonna get past the Joy Sparkle stuff. Oh wait! Your boyfriend's here. Other boyfriend, not your regular boyfriend. Your Game of Thrones boyfriend. I'm sorry. Lord Vega is here. He's got something to say on Joy Sparkle's scene. What's going on, pal?
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? Your girl's here, dude.
My baby girl. I gotta stop that shit because her man's gonna get mad.
What is he gonna do? Yeah, you're a killer. You're a motherfucking killer. What are they gonna do? Honestly,
Vega, you've met him. You've met him. He's so submissive. He doesn't give a fuck.
I was a water purification specialist in the military.
Yeah. Pauly Shore movie? Really? You're gonna fucking cite in the army now? What the hell's the matter with you?
Such a good fucking movie.
Great flick. It's accurate.
Listen, okay, Joy Sparkles, Faye, can you give me like a fucking 2-sentence breakdown of what the fuck this girl, what happened?
Have you not been listening for the last hour?
I was listening, and Faye was telling me that she runs this. The most interesting part of that was Faye runs some underground fucking rebel team of people that run this website that harass people or something. What is it?
I don't think she ever said that. I don't think those were ever words that came out of
I'm part of a website that we just discussed about some inconsistencies in the lies that YouTubers tell us.
There you go.
We don't just
I can't
listen
wait
to what
have
YouTubers
my own
say.
section.
Yeah. Well, just keep everything consistent and you won't be there.
There you go.
I will try. Remember, water purification specialist.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll be fact checking that, Vega.
Right?
Oh, please do. Please do. Look into me.
David Allen Greer was in his unit. It was quite great. Jesus Christ. In the Army Now. I can't believe of all the military references you could have possibly made, you picked some from fucking In the Army Now.
It was so good.
It was.
Anyway.
Good. Suck on this
So
one
Joy Sparkles
time.
is a liar.
Yes.
So Joy Sparkles is a liar.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah,
Potentially, because she lied that Repzion has a UID or IUD. And from what we know from the chat, an IUD is some sort of dildo you apply.
Yes.
To the uterus area.
It's a vagina plug is what it is. Yes. It's a fallopian plug. Yes.
Ah, of course.
God damn it.
I don't know. I'm going off of what Faye in the chat said.
I don't think Faye said any of those things. I'm fairly certain Faye said none of those. I'm pretty sure. And I'm fairly certain that the chat didn't say it either. But, the water purification specialists sometimes get fucked up. And it looks like you got poisoned.
I'm sorry.
It's all right, Vega.
Well, I apologize. I just wanted to, I guess, come in and say hello.
Thank you, Vega. I appreciate it.
I just don't know what's going on.
Actually, Vega, before you leave, I have a question for you. That I asked Dave earlier.
You shoot, girl, but you say it very, very low, softly and slowly. Go ahead.
Okay. Vega, at the end of the next season of Game of Thrones, who will be still alive by the final episode ending?
Bronn. He's going to be on an Iron Throne by himself. Everyone else is going to be dead, and he's going to say, this castle will do, because he finally gets it.
Yep.
You're welcome, Faye. You're welcome.
You're welcome, George R. Martin. You just read you just wrote the ending to your books, man. Come on.
By the way, Scat 33 fan fiction.
No.
Amazing.
Did you read it? Yes.
No.
Yeah,
this should not be a thing. I'm not happy about this. None of this makes me feel good.
I'm pretty happy that I was left out of the majority.
Why were you left out? You're the best looking one of us, Faye. You didn't describe him in detail?
Well, his line says, "I'm just the editor, man," so that's the reason why.
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
It's ironic. It's ironic that that's my line, and then like right after like the newest upload, the lower half of the video is gonna be a trailer for what's gonna be on the channel.
It feels so good.
I'm so happy.
It's his channel now. I'm just the editor.
Okay, in your opinion, Vega, who got the worst of it?
Oh no!
Joy Sparkles.
How bad did I get it, Vega? That's what I want to know.
Oh, you talking about in the fanfic?
Yeah, well, yes.
I say, I don't know. There was something up with Red Bull and Tommy. Like that was just a recurring thing.
What the fuck?
it was a recurring thing. Like I would read a few sentences, be like, okay, that's weird, and then keep going, like 2 paragraphs. Well, on my phone anyway. I went scroll down, and then it popped up again. I was like, what is going on with this Red Bull and Tommy?
Well, that's
Very
why
strange.
later. That's why later he has some issues.
Oh god.
'Cause it
Somebody in there.
causes-
Somebody.
God,
causes
I already see where
problems
this
in
is
the
going.
bedroom,
I see
in
where
the
it's going.
boudoir.
Oh my god. I don't like it. I don't like where it's going. It's
Oh, you know what we should do? We should get everyone to do their parts and say their
No.
parts
No. I will not
Well-
I will not participate in this. No.
while we have Elvis the alien kind of tell the story.
I don't
Yeah,
like
he could be the narrator.
I don't,
He's the narrator.
No, this does not sound
Did
like
you
something
like-
that's good for me.
Vega, did you like all the different ways that I was able to say the male genitalia?
It was creative. It was
This is,
creative.
this is all bad. all of
Dude,
it.
by the way, everybody out there watching, Faye is a freak.
No
She's a
shit.
freak, son.
No shit. Oh my god.
Phil, you need to drink some Red Bull yourself and get on it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
She's applying all this creativity into writing these fan fictions. She should be exhausted.
Is she fucking Tina Belcher? I'm like, what the hell? This is not
What's
good.
a Tina Belcher?
Oh my god, Bob's Burgers.
From
Fuck-
Bob's
oh,
Burgers.
Thank you. At least Faye
Oh.
knows. Jesus.
I don't know. I don't even know who Joy Sparkles is.
All right, Vega. Thank you very much, buddy.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
The Lord Vega. Check him out on YouTube and Twitter and all the wonderful places. Water purification specialist. All right, Vega. What else we got
Yes.
this week?
And if you sub to Lord Vega, you will see the video where the fanfic comes out, and you will get to learn.
I am not happy about this, Faye. I'm just letting you know. I have a lot of apprehension about the entire situation, but you know what? I'm an advocate of creativity. So, all right.
I do want to talk. It's the first thing I want to address after the Joy Sparkle and Repzion drama. I just want to do a quick update on the FaZe Banks situation.
Yes, it keeps
He
going.
recently uploaded a video with Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Where they're doing a skit together and they're being friendly, even though just 10 days ago, Logan Paul uploaded that video where he was basically saying that he was proving FaZe wrong and proving his brother right with that photograph, even though that was kind of shady
It's
evidence.
A little shady. Yeah, it's a little shady.
So my question is, do you think this whole drama was just a hoax for
Yes.
publicity?
Yes, it was always a hoax. This was all bullshit. It's no different than the Sidemen or even other situations where people are. Look, Logan and Jake cut fucking diss tracks on each other. Do you know why they do this? Do you know why that they're doing all of these fucking stupid? I think there was probably something to this story originally, and it got out of hand. I believe this is the exact same situation as Keemstar and Zoe Berger, where Keemstar said something incredibly fucking ignorant and stupid and was very inflammatory and fucked up. And then instead of getting mad about it, Zoe figured out a way to work it in her favor, because that's what Zoe does. She's smart when it comes to that shit. You can go ahead, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a big stink about it. Or you can get with the person and work something that's to the advantage of both of you. And that's exactly what I think happened in this situation. I think there was some sort of something that happened at the club, or there was an idea that maybe something may have happened. When it came out, they decided, well, this is a shit fuck of a situation. How can we figure it out? Well, let's do what we do with everything else on YouTube. Let's fucking ramp it up. Let's blow it up to the point of where it's just going to make everybody bigger. And guess what? It fucking worked, because everybody's making money off of it. There's constant stories. There's people that are creating diss tracks on one another because it's pushing the person to go check out the other person's content just so they can respond, thus sending them back to the other person's content. It's fucking manipulation, but it's at least legal manipulation, because there's nothing wrong with getting you to fucking kind of go check out other people's stuff, even if it is under false pretense in this situation, because it's being done like television in a lot of ways. Tune in next week to find out if fucking Flippity Flu is pregnant with Flippity Flop's baby. It's really not much different. It's just something that people aren't really accepting of yet, because YouTube still hasn't been fully defined. At least that's the way I look at it.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that that's not also running a scam? What's the difference between that and what Joy's doing?
I think because when it's like Big Brother in a lot of ways. It's reality television. They're not getting money off of people, donations, because, hey, if you guys send me $100,000, I'll cut this promo on Rice Gum. They're not doing that. Joy is getting money from people to help treat an illness that may or may not exist, that she refuses to actually present evidence for. That exists. That's a much different scam that I think actually has some real problems in a lot of ways. It's actually damaging. But what the Pauls are doing, what Sidemen did, this is just a really, really interesting way of promoting. And honestly, probably the reason why I don't have a big problem with it is because I'm a wrestling guy. This is what you do in wrestling. You got a good guy, you got a bad guy. Sometimes they're on different brands, sometimes they're in even different companies, and you go ahead and you talk shit about the other guy so you can hear what he's going to say next, thus keeping the feud, the rivalry going. It sells. People buy merchandise based off. People buy pay-per-views based off, because drama does sell, and really this is just another brand of that. That's the way I look at it.
All right, well, I'm starting drama with Vega then.
Yes. Yes. Well, you're going to start drama with me because I got a feeling someone's going to shit in my mouth. Did someone shit in my mouth in this fucking thing, Faye? I want to know now. I need to be prepared. Am I going to watch a cartoon animation of Tommy C dropping a deuce right in my mouth? Because that's something you should tell me. We're supposed to be friends here. Okay,
well, I will say that you're close, but the roles are reversed.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm all right with that. You took care of me, Faye. I love you so much. All right. Anything else on that situation?
No, that was just a little bit of an update that sort of made people raise an eyebrow that I thought was worth mentioning. That sort of made it seem like it was all just BS.
Yeah. And honestly, it may not have been, too. The reality is this could just been a peace offering to try and get everybody to calm the fuck down about it, but it does come off as manipulation and bullshit, and I understand why it got called out. It did get covered by Drama Alert, and Keem really only talked about how lame the prank that Logan Paul played on Rice Gum was. Really didn't cut into any much more than that. But this could have been nothing more than just a way to kind of quell the drama, to kind of get everybody to stop freaking out about things and maybe get the talks of lawsuits and all those type of things out of the way. So
the next thing I wanted to talk about, which people are talking about, is, and Tommy kind of alluded to it actually, is that there is this small streamer. His name is Rage Stew.
Rage Stew, yes.
What he does is he goes and he streams himself basically breaking and entering into big YouTubers' houses. He did it with the Team 10 house, and then recently he was doing it with Rice Gum's house.
Yes, he did.
But he got beat up. He got major cuts and bruises that he took pictures of and said that Rice Gum and some random from the FaZe clan, who cares? There's so many of them by now.
Right.
Did this to him when it was actually people believe that it was the bodyguards that had seen him, thought he was breaking in, and decided to basically kick his ass.
Now, there's a couple of different versions of this that have been making their way around. If you guys watched the stream, you know that he was going through neighbors' backyards and such. What people may not know about that neighborhood, it's a very affluent neighborhood. There are rich rap moguls that live in that area that have some less than reputable friends. And those are some of the people who were being accused of beating this guy's ass, by the way. Not just bodyguards and such, but other people who lived in the neighborhood who just saw that he was going through their shit to get up to the Team 10 house, or FaZe, the fucking FaZe Clan's house, whatever. Good night, copious wife. So they whooped his ass, and then the LAPD got in on that. And the funniest thing about the entire situation was this dickhead actually tweeted out that he was wronged in all of this. He was beaten up and all of this, but the LAPD were very nice to him. That made me laugh. It really did. The bigger story here, Faye, I don't know if you were about to get into it, was the fact that he actually called on Philly D for help. He's like, Philly D, help me. They whooped my ass.
Yeah.
And Philly D looked into it because that's what Philly D does, and he called bullshit.
Yeah, but he still got his name out there, didn't he? Rage Stew.
Good point. He did still get coverage. So what do you think? You think Philly D should have just not even acknowledged it, or was this a story?
100%.
But see, here's the thing: the way Philly D did talk about it, he said this is not okay. And I think this is something that actually needs to be addressed, because going into people's areas, backyards, and in cases like this asshole actually trying to break into their house, it's criminal. It's fucking wrong. Yeah. It's goddamn awful is what it is. It's criminal. It's dangerous. It's fucking stupid. And to stream the entire thing, especially considering you're breaking into streamers' houses, I like that Philly D covered it. I don't think it's something that should have been ignored. But on the flip side of it, I do understand your point of maybe sometimes the best thing is just to not give these guys any juice to begin with. But the story was already out there.
I'm not saying that it should be ignored. I'm not saying it should be ignored. I'm saying that it should have been dealt with by the police because it is a legal matter.
Fair enough.
I do believe that. And I also believe that he called on Philly D because he wanted attention for the story, and whether Philly D paints it in a good light or bad light, he has a huge multi-million audience that now all know the name Rage Stew, and that's exactly what Rage wanted. Infamy is still notoriety.
Good point. I like the point. I think that's actually a really good counter to all of that, but that's the inherent conundrum with media. It's like they're covering the things that are going bad in the world, but yet they're still putting the name out there. But information is important for people to know that these type of people are doing these type of things. I think an informed public is a very much better off public. So it's an interesting concept. I mean, maybe if we just ignored it, it would go away. I don't know if that's necessarily the case in this instant social media society that we live in, but interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm not here to tell Philly D how to run his channel. I just think that the best thing would have been to, the best thing that could have happened and the best lesson is that if Rage ended up either paying a fine or having some kind of legal consequence and then got none of the juice that he wanted from it. And that really shows people that, hey, if you break into someone, you're not going to get a boost in views from this drama you've created. In fact, you're just going to be punished by law and nobody's going to pay attention to you.
There you go. There you go. Anything else on that story?
But at the end of the day, we're still talking about it now, so...
Yeah, you brought it up, too, you hypocrite. You fucking brought it up. Oh, God, Faye, you're killing me. No, I'm glad you brought it up. I don't give a fuck. All right, what else we got?
I'm not here. I'm not a messenger of, I'm just here to talk about what's going on. Whether I agree or not, I'll be a Keemstar. It's just my job to report the news, guys.
That's right.
I don't know what to tell you.
We're just sitting here talking about all the wonderful things, the darker side of YouTube. What else we got?
Yeah, so we also have, and this is kind of a light one. This will be my last story because I know this has been going on for coming up to an hour and a half.
yeah, I know. Sorry about that, but I mean, hell, we had a lot.
No. It's fine. But I'm glad that people are enjoying, and this is kind of like a nice note because it's been heavy.
Yeah, it is. All right, let's go on
funnier
a nice
anyway.
Note. Yeah, at least lighter. Sure.
My favorite on YouTube, Trisha Paytas,
everyone's
has
favorite,
gotten into some drama with Aaron Carter.
Aaron fucking Carter. Really?
People have been asking me who Aaron Carter is in the chat.
Fuck,
they were like, who's that guy with the neck tattoo? And I said, that's Aaron Carter. They were like, who? Is that a YouTuber?
No. No, it's not. You guys don't remember the Carters? I mean, there's a couple of brothers here. They got a little famous in the music industry and Disney and such back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Really? I mean, he had that terrible fucking song, How I Beat Shaq. It's not good. Please continue. What's the drama? Holy fuck, Aaron Carter.
So a couple of months ago, before Aaron was in the news for like the whole like crazy meltdown and stuff like that, he and Trisha hooked up. They had sex. They've both admitted to this.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Trisha made a video saying that he was like stinky and disgusting and that it was not a good time. And that she also said that he body shamed her, that he called her fat, that said that she would be hotter if she was skinnier, you know, and all this kind of stuff that you shouldn't say to someone that you want to have sex with,
or just had sex with, either or.
Or just had sex with, yeah. So there was not too much said about it. He didn't really respond to the video. He ended up you know, having that huge issue with the drugs and the meltdowns. And Trisha was saying, you know, she was putting on a blast on YouTube. Twitter. She was saying, hey, you know, I don't feel bad for him. He's actually a really bad person. Like, he fat shamed me. He made me feel really bad. Like, he's not a good person. Don't feel bad for him. He went on You Now. I guess everybody's doing that now.
I guess that's the thing. Yeah, I'll be there shortly, I guess. I don't fucking know. Continue, please.
And said that Trisha was extorting him for money.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. And he did, of course, didn't prove this or anything, but it's a big thing to claim, and she was very not happy about it. So extortion, for those of you who don't know, is basically sort of like blackmailing or like, you know, getting money from someone with like using force or threats. You know what I
Saying,
mean?
I got shit on you, and if you don't give me this money, I'm going to release it to the public. I know you got a tiny dick and a big old herpy bump right on the tip of your penis. And if you don't give me this money that I want, I'm exposing your ass.
Exactly. And honestly, what could come out about Aaron Carter now that is really going to hurt his reputation any more than it already has?
Right. Like, really, is Trisha, is she a menace? Because Trisha's constantly getting into shit. She's always talking shit about somebody. Like, she doesn't seem to be a liar, but she does seem to be insane. What is going on with Trisha? Tell me about your girl here.
Tell you about Trisha Paytas.
I mean, is she good or bad? Simple as that.
Trisha Paytas has probably a mental illness of some kind.
Why
She's
do you
been
seem
diagnosed.
sorry to say that? You seem upset to say it. It's like,
because I feel like it gives a bad stigma to people that have mental illness, and they don't deserve
okay.
that.
Okay, so you're not a fan
of Trisha? No.
Oh, okay.
I watch. I'm a human like anybody else. If somebody's, you know, if there's a car crash, I'll slow down and take a look. Like, you know,
set up cameras, put it on super slow mo. You know, document how many dead and decapitated there are. Sure, I get it.
Yeah. And that's what Trisha is. Trisha is an accident that just, like, every time you look, there's a new dead body laying there. You know what I mean? You're just like, whoa, where are these coming from? You know, you just want to see what happens.
It's fairly interesting. That is true.
She probably has a mental illness. She has severe social issues. She won't even go to the grocery store. All of the food she eats, she gets delivered by Postmates, which are people who will deliver food from either the grocery store or any kind of restaurant. That's all she eats. So I think that she suffers hugely from social problems. She has huge emotional issues, betrayal issues, where anyone that becomes close to her, she begins to push them away, right? She's very demanding, and in fact, she will insult and emotionally abuse people because she just wants to see them come back, because she has huge abandonment issues, and she almost needs you to prove your loyalty to her, and this has caused her to lose almost every friendship and a lot of her family relationships too.
Damn.
So she's an extremely lonely person.
She seems to be just full of toxicity.
Yeah, she craves attention and positivity in any way, shape, or form. That's why she loves the internet and YouTube, because she has her very strong fans, and they really, really keep her going. Every time they say, you know, we love what you're doing, you're a queen, you know what I mean? She says, okay, I'll keep doing that. She does not care. I can honestly say that she's probably, of everybody, I feel like even though she cries a lot about people calling her fat and stuff like that, she really, she never leaves.
Right.
She never leaves. I see a lot of people who get the drama hammer come down on them, and they just dip out.
Just walk out, sure.
Stays.
Yeah.
She stays. Yeah, like Tim saying, she sounds borderline. She has been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. She's been diagnosed with bipolar. She's been diagnosed with generalized depression and anxiety. She's been diagnosed with OCD. She's been diagnosed with body dysmorphia. But she never follows up with any of these doctors. She hates therapy. I don't think that therapy is really difficult for people, and because it brings up a lot of truths that many people aren't ready to hear. Yeah,
you got to work at it. Sucks.
Yep. Like Kismet said, she needs constant validation.
Who wants to work on yourself, you know? Who wants to do that, you know? Fuck, it's terrible. It's boring. Fuck, let's just drink some wine. Fuck it, you know? It's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
Trisha Paytas has a lot of issues. She also will say she loves attention. She she says and she wants people to sort of, I don't know, because she makes these crazy videos where she's like, oh, there's a vampire, where she's clearly acting insane on purpose because she wants that kind of attention. She wants attention no matter what.
Sure,
she used to make videos where she was like, oh, I love Mitt Romney. He looks like my dad, so I want to bang him.
Nice. So,
now she's
crazy. She's crazy.
She knows how to get reactions out of people. She knows how to poke, and she'll take any kind of attention, good or bad. And so, honestly, I don't,
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Bugger. I mean, really. You want to take your man? He's in the waiting to call.
Okay, sure.
Let's
I don't know why, but
I don't know why he's there either, but he's there. And since he did a graphic for he's been doing the graphics for the show as far as the thumbnails goes. The one, the only, Mr. Faye. Mr. Faye, you're live Dead on Day, and Mrs. Faye. What do you got, Phil?
Oh, that's great. Are we still on the topic of Trish?
Or
yeah, you want to talk about
baby.
Trish?
Whatever you want, baby boy.
Faye holds me captive to watch some Trisha Paytas videos. Okay, she does it. Okay, she just doesn't hold me captive in general, just for the whole Trisha Paytas thing, and then she lets me go. Anyways,
that's nice.
So, yeah. So I don't understand why. I don't really know who Aaron Carter is.
What the fuck?
I don't understand. Sorry, I don't understand why he would ever want to be with this kitchen floor gremlin that is Trisha Paytas. She is the weirdest, most unbelievably unconventional person I've ever seen. Phenomenal performance in Big Brother UK, though, I gotta say, or Celebrity Big Brother. You were doing good. I was donating for you, sister. I had to mortgage my house for you.
You've never even donated to me. What type of bullshit is
Not
that?
true.
Oh yeah,
Not
no, wait,
true.
I'm sorry. You
Donated
did.
to
You
you.
did. I'm sorry. I apologize. You did, but I'm sure not as much as you did for fucking Trisha. Good lord.
That is true. But yeah, it's just surprising to me. She's just a one of a kind person. The weirdest thing is, I have this friend, right? And but the way YouTube set up is that I was able to see that because we've like communicated on Hangouts before, is that I saw that she was subscribed to Trisha Paytas. I approached her about it, and she's like, "Yeah, I like her," except I never found out if it was in an ironic way or just had a actual admiration for this interesting person. Just
I didn't say that I liked her. I said that I couldn't miss a video.
I'm not talking about you.
He said his friend Faye.
His friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry. I
talk
just
about
assume everything is about me.
I don't blame you, Faye. I do not blame you at all.
Another thing. Trish, I'm pretty sure, has gone days on end without washing her hair. We talked about this, right, Faye? How,
Yeah,
like,
so
in
we're
a
on
sequence of videos.
We're on hair watch right now. She hasn't washed her hair in at least a good week at this point.
Double
Watch.
update in like a sequence of 3 days. She has not like changed clothes. It's the most disgusting, unbearable thing ever. I wish I could live a life like that.
I
just
like you
sit
guys.
around
You know why I like you guys
for
so much?
myself.
Because you're petty. You're petty like I am, and I fucking enjoy that. This bitch don't wash her hair. I'm gonna talk about. I like it. Petty. Good. You know who your favorite musician is? Tom Petty. That's fucking right. All right, continue on.
And you're the heartbreaker, Dave.
I am always the heartbreaker. This is true.
Oh gosh.
What else
But
you got for us, Phil?
I made it, Faye. Not much. I just got back from work. That was nice.
Nice.
So it's good to be back. I don't do graphic design for a living.
You don't,
I
but do you
IT.
take commissions? Do you help any other
Yes, he
channels
does.
down? Okay, well, see.
He does take commissions. And so I consider that to be a job, even though I know you do IT, you technically do, you take money and do graphic design commissions. So.
Yes.
I'm a
so-
side-
And you took
it's
it
a
in
side
school,
job, sure.
so it's fair.
So, all right, Phil, because I really do enjoy the thumbnails that you're making. I know you're also making a new stand-in for my terrible stand-in that I have of your mush puff there. So tell the kids where they can find you in case they want to get some work for their YouTube experiences, because you could step up people's games. So tell them where they can find you.
At Philosophical or in
Give them your
Dave's
Reddit.
Discord.
That's where you do most of it, right?
I mean, not really. Well, sort of.
Drop
Anyways,
your information
yeah,
in
Reddit
Discord.
is also
In the Discord fucking chat. Drop all of it
Sure.
for me. I'll copy paste and put it in the
Sure
description box of this video, because that sounds like it'll be easier.
sure. All right, I'll just drop it all. All right,
Thank
it was
you.
fun. I'll see you around.
All right. Take it easy, Phil. Good job, man.
All right,
Bye.
thank you.
Yeah, he is submissive. He's so adorable. Oh,
He
God,
is. He's the
Faye.
cutest little person alive.
I can see why you like him. Just no, you are a graphic designer. I love it.
Yeah, he's so like. He doesn't believe in himself. That's why he needs me. I'm a pusher. I push people.
You do. This is true, and I'm glad to have you on board right here. Okay. Anything else that we've missed? Anything else you want to cover before we get up out of here and release everybody back into the wilderness?
Yeah, we can release the people. I need to know if there's going to be a live viewer question this week because I really need to cry about Death Note to somebody.
Yes. Well, if you want to end with that, we can talk about it, or we can wait until.
I need more time, Dave.
Okay, well, Sunday, Sunday for your segment on the recap show, go crazy.
Okay, perfect. So everybody, if you were submitted to the abomination that is the Netflix Death Note, I don't even want to call it an adaptation. If you want to hear me cry and also go over why it was an abomination every single way, and then I'd also like to say that I watched the movie with Phil and my other friend. My girlfriend was like, "Oh, this is the worst thing ever. I hate it," and he was like, "It's not that bad." So like the relationship is rocky now, Dave.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, but for real. So also, Phil is so submissive that if you ask him to do the graphic for free, and you, if you're like nice, and he'll probably do it for free.
No, pay that.
Anyway.
Don't do that. You pay that man. If he doesn't get paid, you and I are having a conversation. No, pay that man. He does good work. I know I haven't paid him, but he hasn't asked, so it's okay. And I'm plugging him, and that's great because there's 70 people in here, and at least one of them is gonna say something to him, and that's because of me. So we're
Okay,
good. Right.
I take it back. Sorry, it's it's behind a paywall now, guys. You totally can't be a cute girl, wink, wink, and ask nicely, wink, wink, and he
Good Lord. All right. There you go. Faye, tell people they can find you and your beautiful self.
So you'll see my twatter up on underneath my face.
You can't say your twatter, Faye. That just gives that's too close to something else that's going to get too many people all hot and bothered and give people heart attacks. Can't kill the world, Faye. Twatter.
Okay, fine. My Twitter's up there. My twatter's not allowed on YouTube. And
right.
yeah, we can associate. I know that some people have followed me from here. I've been chatting with them, liking the tweets, responding to you if you got anything interesting to say. If you want to talk about YouTube drama, I'm down. If you want to talk about anime, I'm down. If you want to cry about the horrible Death Note movie, I'm down. If you don't want to pay for Netflix, but you still want to see the movie, hit me up and I'll give you the link.
Basically, Faye is down. It's really that simple. There's an old term from us old fogies when you talk about a really cool chick that you want to hang out with because she's awesome. She's down, and Faye is down as fuck. So there you go.
DTF. I don't know what that means.
I wasn't saying you don't want to say that. Don't put that out there. It's not. That means something else.
I don't know what that means. I just heard a kid say it once.
Well, it means down to fuck, Faye. You just told everybody that you're down to get some dicking. You put that out there. It's not good. Poor Phil. Well, actually, maybe good
I'm
Phil.
down. I'm down to find more information about YouTube drama.
There you go. My
Saved
stalker, your stalker, our stalker of YouTube. Thank you so much, Faye, for another fantastic episode. We're going to get up out of here. Thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. If you did, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at DeadOnDaveV. On the Snapchat, the Dead on Dave, and all those good things. If you didn't like it, tell me why you didn't like it. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. I don't mind taking criticism. I might call you a cunt if you're a cunt, but other than that, I really don't care. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Keep it copious, folks. Remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Join me on Pokemon, Dead on Dave Pokemon, each and every single day. We'll be there live tomorrow. Check out this promo by Real Talk to Metaphor Messiah, by the way. It's from my merchandise store made by Santa Claus. Let's go!
I'm Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah. The one that took him to the truth, I swear I ain't a liar. The one that taught them how to grow and use their brain. Get that money, spread your message for they label you insane. See, me, I learned to think so they could never PC me. Fuck about the hate and blind to it like Stevie. Represent the people, I ain't changing my demeanor. The revolution, yeah, that's why we beat up John Cena. Hate me cause I'm wonderful and I will never conform. I be kicking ass and you'll be quick to catch the encore. Bitch, I'm half human, half machine like a cyborg. Fight for what is right and that is something I will die for. Versus to your government, got heroes taking supplements. The 1% is loving it. Heard me, I ain't stuttering. Blast on you niggas and I got cash on you.